Kick that!
Surprise, motherfucker!
Hello everyone, Skippy here, and welcome to One Piece episode 987, directed by Yutaka Nakashima and supervised by Kenji Yokoyama. With the start of a new month, it makes total sense that we're starting off with a conservative episode given the content and what's about to come up. But yet, I still feel like this one will end up being fairly enjoyable all the same. Yutaka Nakashima's direction may not be all that spectacular or anything, but he's always been able to bring a sense of fun and vibrance to his episodes that is extremely One Piece at its core. And with veteran supervisor Kenji Yokoyama not being paired with Hosoda this time, which is good for the overall quality of the episode and the board that he's given, I'm expecting a fun, if not low-key time that will kick off the month pretty well. So will episode 987 be a fun, conservative, but enjoyable all the same episode? Let's start counting down the numbers and find out. This episode covers the first 11.5 pages of chapter 981, and feels pretty smoothly paced because unlike last episode, the added filler is a whole lot more intensive at its core. Starting off, a fair bit of things seem to be rearranged, like placing the stuff regarding Kinemon and Ko towards the middle of the episode, making it in between the main floor trio running away and it being loudly stated that Killer ate a smile fruit, which I think really helps create a solid stinger for the episode with Who's declaration of wanting to get rid of one of the Tobiropo. And it ends up allowing most content in the episode to spread its wings a bit with a lot of small but satisfactory bits of filler, whether it be small additional attacks from a number or Apu that don't overstay their welcome, or just a plan generally being set on Kinemon's end with everyone which we didn't get to see, which inevitably leads to some fun new gags like with Nami, Kara, and Shinobu. This and much more on the directorial end in terms of solid OST choices makes the episode feel like a fair bit is going on within it, which was something that at large the past few episodes lacked. And it helps it feel much more enjoyable to watch as a result of that. It doesn't stray away from even seeing and taking the smallest opportunity to better the cohesive storyline in general, like with adding notes as to where the rest of the Alliance is at to help us keep up, or the ability to take liberties with canon scenes like having Apu announce that Killer ate the smile fruit instead of just some randoms talking about it, which is heavily impactful coming from the guy who caused all this, which results in a slightly extended flashback of said thing happening. It's all just a rock solid effort on this front that is a breath of fresh air, I think, after the pacing was a point of contention for last episode especially. And speaking of last episode, there might just be more here that usurps it in form of this episode's board. While not necessarily being as scale-based as Yamauchi's board, aside from a few shots, the extra One Piece-like flair and general visual vibrance that Nakashima is known for, I think really shows what people were looking for last week. Satisfying comedic timing within the board is one thing, but when mostly the little areas of the episode are peppered with cool little hints of ideas like the circle closing in on the floor trio being that of music notes, Nakashima's got some neat ideas that help make what is a much more conservatively animated fight with the long-armed man much more engaging, along with making sure that the rest of the episode is as solid as can be on that front as well. It surely won't be regarded as the best board ever, but there's enough fun things to look at here that provide a solid skeleton for the episode to flourish with. And it ends up becoming more of what people expected out of last week, I think. Combine that with Kenji Yokoyama's corrections being ever so cute and uniquely him, which helps polish at least the most important parts of the episode, 987 ends up being pretty good. It might not have anything on the animation end, and sure the content might not be the most interesting, but there's a lot to have fun with here in this episode that I think turns it into a fairly good time thanks to Nakashima, that it wouldn't have been otherwise if someone like Hosoda took the helm. And when next week's episode 988 looks comparatively solid as well, it looks like August is back on track. With Shuichi Ito's corrections in full swing once again and the added layer of a whole lot of small but nicely animated bits in the preview that have me excited for what Shimaya's board has to offer for them, as well as his ever-improving direction that I've become a bigger fan of as of late, next week looks like a similarly fun time and one that should hopefully reignite Marco's flame in the anime. Anyways guys, that's it for now. I'm Skippy, and thank you all for 100 Breakdown.